Welcome on the 14-day pledge for a pollution-free mind. And it's important to understand what is the reason for pollution, what creates pollution for the mind. And the falsehood creates pollution of the mind. And the truth sets the mind free. So we will take 2 days of just experiencing the truth. Today, the mind is confused. The mind sees itself as a role or the body. And when we can get confused about who we are, we get confused about where do we come from. When we get confused about who do we belong to. When we get confused about our purpose, that confusion creates pollution in the mind. And truth sets the mind free. So let's take a few moments to experience the true self, true home, true father, true purpose of life. We start with this beautiful quotation from William Shakespeare, which sets the stage for the truth. All the world is a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. And the spiritual significance of these words, if we truly look deeply, it sets the soul free from this world stage. So if we were to look at just the limited drama and say that there are these beautiful children who are friends amongst themselves. They have respect for each other, love for each other. But when they go and play their part in a theater after school, they have different parts to play. In some parts, they may even have to argue and shout with each other. And some part may be of a prince, or of a Snow White, or of Robin Hood. But the children remember that behind these parts, we are all friends. We have love for each other. And the act is not the same as the actor. This is a limited play. So the true relationship and the feeling of friendship is not lost, even when the act may be of fighting with each other. And so, let's take a moment and look at it deeply. What does it mean for the life of the real living star? The real living star who knows there's nothing wrong with playing different roles. He comes to this world drama, the incorporeal being, and he knows that he has to take on a costume. He comes and takes a costume and plays his part. But he knows this world stage is not his home. His home is beyond. And his real friends are not these costumes. His real family is not these costumes. But his real family is these beings of light. And each one of us, as we are sitting where we are, listening, talking, there's a real living being behind these masks who's very aware of being absolutely secure, hailing from a home of light. This being, when he comes to the world stage, he needs nothing from the story. He is free of any desires, expectations, sorrow, insecurity. Because he has the awareness of his truth. This is not an imagination. This is not a theory. This is not a visualization, but an experience of truth behind all these masks and roles. He is a being whose heart is clean, whose heart is pure. He is a being who's observing his part in the drama. He knows drama is a theater. He knows drama has many props, many different scene settings. But he himself is innocent, harmless. He's very different from his part. His part may be of a mother. His part may be of a daughter, of a husband, of a wife, a friend. But he himself is just a being of light, a concentrated dot of light, the living star. When he remembers this truth, he remembers his fullness. He remembers the completeness of all the stars. He remembers the eternal bond of love that he shares with all. He remembers his supreme parent, that indestructible bond. That nothing can ever break. And from here, when he observes the play is an entertaining, good story. The play has a good plot. The play has morals. The play has learning. The play even has climax. Play has tragedy. Play has comedy. Play has scenes of disaster. They also have scenes of architecture, but his happiness and sadness is not dependent and not taken from the play. His eternal nature is bliss. Who is this his and they? That is us, the living stars, the beings of light. Take a moment to experience this truth, not just something to note down in a diary, but an experience of the true self, the true self who's beyond confusion, who's very clear about having godlike qualities, a being of light, has no sense of comparison and competition because his sense of self is not based on the drama, not based on the success or the failure in the drama. His relationships are not based on the drama. He knows every actor, the invisible actor. He enters and there is an exit. And he has played many, many parts through time. And he's constant. He never changes. See how it feels to be a being of light, a being of light completely free from any sense of matter. The self sees himself as a being of baby star who's born to the spiritual, supreme mother star. He knows nothing about the physical world down below. All he knows is the world of his supreme parent. All he knows is the family of spiritual beings of light. A profound depth of peace is being experienced by this being of light. He knows the whole story will come to an end. So if there's fire in the story, if there is flood in the story, calamity in the story, a party in the story, It's all just a story. Experience the self completely independent of the story and deep belonging to the Supreme Parent and the family of royal beings of light. This is the true family, the truth. Like a newborn baby, he feels his parent. Nobody comes and teaches him, this is your mother or father. But he feels them. He takes the fragrance of his mom and dad and recognizes them. Each one of us is that baby star who belongs to the Supreme Parent. Nobody needs to teach us who we are. Just be open to feeling that is natural and normal for the baby star. His home is home of light, and he experiences deep security here. The more these feelings of truth become natural and normal, story loses its power. One does not need to try and detach from the story. One just needs to experience one's true self. And that realization, that experience will make all relationships very easy and natural, even in the story. The being of light, when he remembers his truth, what he had forgotten as his home, that security of home, he stops looking for that security from the drama. Because drama is ever changing. Drama does not promise any logic or justice the way the part understands it. Drama has its own rhythm, its own story. And it's a great drama, great story. So let's take a moment and see this unlimited being of light that we are. How does it feel to be unlimited in love? Love not just for 2 or 3 people in the puppet show, but love for all living stars. Does the soul feel free from the bondage of limitedness? This bond of eternal love and respect already exists amongst all of us. When that is remembered as we step outside of the story, we remember that no soul ever dies, even if the puppet doll in the story dies, but the soul never dies. It helps to adopt the accurate attitude towards the drama when the soul remembers the home and its true self. It helps to correct the consciousness and not try to correct the drama. The beings of light, the purpose is not to try and fix the drama. The story is perfect as it is. What needs to be fixed is one's consciousness, and to know the difference between what should be accepted and what should be changed is called wisdom. When this experience is vivid, where the soul is experiencing the royal beings of light as his family, when the soul is experiencing the supreme parent and really experiencing and feeling his love, it allows him to love himself as a star. It allows him to love others as a star. And this is the highest respect the soul can give to the other soul, is to see that royal being of heir of God's treasures. Because this is the truth. And truth is very simple, imperishable, and eternal. It never changes. So take a moment and see if the invisible actor is awake, how would he approach the drama? If you, the soul, the invisible actor, is feeling complete, is feeling yourself as royal heir, beyond harm, who has the lottery of God's treasures, who has the company of the Supreme, how would he approach the drama? What would be his attitude and his vision for others and his own part? In his part, the body may have a disease, and in his part, the body may have many challenges. There may be some other dolls around who may not like your doll. What would your attitude be and vision be, knowing this truth of who you are truly and who they are truly? Truly seeing the story as a story. Sometimes we say it's a drama, but we don't live in it as a drama. We start owning the drama, start making the drama our home. It's a theater. Body is one of the props. The being of light, he belongs to God. What would be the attitude towards beautiful life in the drama? Does one need to change anything in the story? Maybe if my body is better, I will feel better? Or the being of light that I am is already ever healthy. Nothing ever happens to the being of light. Holding that experience of eternal health at the level of the soul. And then, at the same time, with deep detachment, doing what needs to be done for the health of the body also, but with that detachment of knowing that you are not your disease, you are not your body, you are a being who is ever healthy. Your relationships are ever healthy, ever happy at the level of the soul. And living that experience more and more in the screen of the mind, keeping this image of truth allows the subconscious mind to shed the falsehood very naturally without much effort. But this effort has to be made to live in one's truth, to enjoy real relationships with real stars. Truth has to be experienced. And then in the story, even at the level of the story, someone gets praised, someone is successful, the being of light who's full and complete, who's awake, will feel as though it was his own praise, his own success. He's limitless. He has no boundaries. All are mine. God is mine. All are mine. No one is a stranger. There's a deep sense of knowing each other in these eternal relationships. And the more that feeling becomes prominent and natural, don't worry about the drama. The law of nature is such that it will dance to the tune of the one who's awake. Awake to his truth, and awake to his reality. So reflect on these beautiful truths of who you really are. Who are your real relationships? Where is your real home? Having that clarity will set the soul free and the mind free of any pollution. Pollution is not caused by anything other than confusion and ignorance. Confusing the drama for home and not knowing the home at all. So the moment that clarity is there, drama is a gift. Home is a gift. Home is his comfort zone, not the drama. His father's heart is his seat of being carefree emperor. And the family of stars are the beings of light, his real brother souls. Love is the language of the heart here. Hold on to the truth through the day. Om Shanti.